In this short lecture, we'll be discussing present real conditionals. So we use present real conditionals to describe the following: general truths, habits, and routines. An example of a general truth using a present real conditional is, if the weather is cold and cloudy, I am happy. So we have the condition, if the weather is cold and cloudy, and the result, I am happy. An example of a habit, if I drive to work, I always listen to music. And a routine, if I wake up on time, I eat breakfast. So again, in all of these sentences, we have the if clause, or the condition, and then the result in the independent clause. When we write present real conditionals, we use a present tense verb in both the independent clause and the dependent clause, or the if clause. We can follow this formula: if plus subject plus simple present verb, comma, subject plus simple present verb. So let's take a look at a couple of examples. If she completes her homework, she relaxes. So we have the if clause, if the subject, simple present verb completes, comma, she relaxes. If it rains, he's usually in a good mood. If students study every day, they earn higher grades. So again, notice that in all three of these sentences, we start with the if clause. The verb is in simple present in both the if clause and the independent clause. Also, when we write present real conditionals, the if clause can come before or after the independent clause. So let's take a look at this sentence again. She listens to music if she completes her homework. So in this case, we have the independent clause first, she listens to music, and then the if clause after the independent clause, if she completes her homework. We can rewrite this same sentence as, if she completes her homework, she listens to music. We need to use a comma when the if clause comes first. So we can see right here, if she completes her homework, comma, she listens to music. Also, when we write present real conditionals, we can use when to begin the conditional clause. So for example, if she completes her homework, she listens to music. This sentence can be rewritten as, when she completes her homework, she listens to music. So all we did was we changed if to when. The verbs are still in simple present, and the meaning between these two sentences is exactly the same. We can also use even if to begin a conditional clause. So let's take a look at an example. We have the sentence, if the air conditioner is on, the room is cold. So we have the condition, if the air conditioner is on, and the result, the room is cold. This makes sense. If we use even if, it's kind of a different sentence. Even if the air conditioner is on, the room is still hot. It's a little bit different meaning. Let's take a look at another if conditional. If he practices his presentation, he is confident. This sentence makes sense. If he practices his presentation, he's getting ready, he is confident. If he practices his presentation, even if he practices his presentation, he is still nervous. So there's a little bit difference in meaning when we use even if. So actually, even if shows that the information in the independent clause is unexpected or surprising. So if we look back at these two sentences, even if the air conditioner is on, the room is still hot. It's surprising because we would usually think that if the air conditioner is on, the room's going to be cold. But in this case, it's hot. Same thing with the last sentence. Even if he practices presentation, he is still nervous. We expect that if he practices his presentation, he'll be confident, he won't be worried or nervous. But in this case, when we use even if, the result in the independent clause is kind of surprising information. And finally, we can use unless to begin a conditional clause. And unless, when we use the word unless to begin the conditional clause, it's the same thing as saying if not. So let's take a look at an example. If she does not complete her homework, she becomes stressed. So here we have a normal present real conditional with if. We have the condition, if she does not complete her homework. We have the result, she becomes stressed. This is the same thing as the following sentence. Unless she completes her homework, she becomes stressed. So in this case, we start with unless she completes. We have a simple present verb, but when we use unless, we don't use a negative. We don't use does not or do not. And then the result, or the independent clause, is still the same. So both of these sentences mean the same thing.